can race against each other within this semi-final. So it's a kind of race within a race, but it'll be great to see one of them get one of those spots into the A final.
Now, of course, this is not an Olympic event. The Olympic event is the C1 200, so this is a bit more of an endurance effort for the canoe paddlers. But there's some big names in the middle of the field, of course. Denisa Rahova from Czechia, Anika Loschke from Germany, JC Grant from Canada. All very, very strong canoe paddling nations. Expect to see them putting out a big performance, and you can never discount the Chinese, Zina Jiang in lane number 6. So you can see the wind there playing a little bit of havoc. I think it looks like it might be Bethany, is it, that is struggling. Bethany Gill, who is struggling a little bit, has to back out and straighten up her canoe again and go back in and have another go. It's perfectly okay to do so. In fact, the starters encourage you to make sure that you're lined up straight behind the starting bucket and that you get your nose in there. So Bethany just edging in there now. I think she's there. She's all ready to go. All right, so the rest of the field looks steady. We are in the starters' hands for the first women's C1 500 semi-final, and we're underway. Very good start. Looks like the Chinese athlete got a bit of a jump there. Zina Jiang in lane number 6. Right next to her, it is JC Grant from Canada and then Denisa Rahova from Czechia, who have all gone out very, very nicely in the start of this 500-meter race. It is a tough race, so you do not want to burn all the petrol too early on. You want to make sure you've got something left in the tank as you get towards the finish line. And at the moment, it's a very even race across the field. There's about 4 boats in a row there. So I think we're seeing Jiang from China, Grant from Canada, Rahova from Czechia, and Loschke from Germany. The 4 that we thought would be up there challenging for those 3 spots. Only 3 spots up for grabs in the A final, so one of these paddlers will miss out, so it makes it very cutthroat. Still the Chinese paddler at this stage of the race who's got the slight advantage over the Canadian, and then I think it is Loschke from Germany across there in lane 3, who is sitting in 3rd at the halfway stage of the race, Emma.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see again the paddlers paddling on the right or the left-hand side. So that's up to their personal preference and their kind of strength and what makes the boat go faster. And obviously when there's a slight crosswind, that's going to have a bit of an impact on how they're doing. But we can see actually in those first 4 boats a variation on the sides that they're paddling. So the Chinese boat of Jiang is still in the lead, being chased hard down by Grant, and Rahova is pulling back now a bit on Grant, and Loschke is still in the fight. So it's going to be very close for these top 3 places. The Chinese athlete Jiang is still looking like she's just edging the lead, but Rahova is coming back strongly against Grant, and Loschke is still trying to chase them down. I think it's going to be Rahova from Czechia, Grant from Canada, and Jiang from China for these top 3. They're looking like they're coming into the finish now really quite strongly. Jiang still holding that lead, really making sure that boat propels forward, and it's going to be Jiang from China, Grant from Canada, and Rahova from Czechia. The German athlete Loschke just coming in 4th, Beth Gill 5th. I think Afton over in lane 1 and Albach from America neck and neck, really. So good runs from all the athletes, but your 3 through to the final are Jiang from China, Grant from Canada, and Rahova from Czechia.
Yeah, very impressive front-running performance there from the Chinese paddler Zina Jiang. Took it out early. There was a good contest early on, as you saw. 4 boats having a really intense arm wrestle for the first half of that race. And then just slowly, unfortunately, it was Anika Loschke who could not keep the pace up and just dropped off, leaving it in a race for 3, all 3 guaranteed to go through to that A final. So well done. And once again, another Chinese paddler, Zina Jiang, 20 years of age, so very young, starting out in the sport, and got so much ahead of her. And again, just showing us that, again, the Chinese produce so many great female canoe paddlers. Good race there from JC Grant. I mean, look, when you're in China and Canada, there's a very, very long queue there to get to the very, very top. And Katie Vincent can vouch for that. It takes a little bit of time, a little bit of patience to get to the top, and JC Grant biding her time, just putting in some good solid races, and she'll be very happy to be in an A final. And Denisa Rahova from Czechia, the third athlete who will go through to the A final. Loschke, Gill, Albrecht, and Fitzhenry, I think, will all get B finals. So it'll be good racing experience for them. There we are, confirmation. Yes, Loschke, Gill, Albrecht, and Fitzhenry all will have some B final action a little bit later on. So another chance to race in tricky conditions, Emma. And I think that's the important thing. I think we were talking about this yesterday in the commentary. All athletes would love to race in glass conditions, like it smooth everything going. But